Yo ho, a pirate's life for me, and
Yo,
my bro, because it's Romania Black, and we are on episode 4 of One Piece live action, and I'm pretty excited. Whiskey Peak was a great episode. I thought that was really good. Lots of heart, lots of action, amazing set piece.
cool
R.I.P.
saxophone music.
Cool saxophone music. R.I.P. Igaram. So apparently R.I.P. as far as we know Igaram. We'll just have to see. But yeah, my brother actually had work off a little bit early this week, earlier than usual. So we're getting to record before episode 3 even comes out to y'all. So we don't have any comments to check because of that. However, I do want to say thank you to everybody that has been commenting. Thank you to everybody that's been liking and subscribing to the channel, all that good stuff there. But I'm pretty excited to dive into this episode and see. The episode itself is called Little Big Trouble in Little Garden. And my brother is smiling very big at this. I want to be surprised because I don't quite remember what happens after Whiskey Peak at this point. We were talking about it after the video a few days ago when we recorded episode 3, and I was like, I kind of remember where I think this season's going to end, but the stuff in the middle I'm not as familiar with. My brother's very familiar with it, but yeah, so we're going to see. But again, Big Trouble in Little Garden is a play on Big Trouble in Little China. Again, we're sticking with the movie puns. I'm all about it, but we've got our drinks. We are ready to go. So let's dive into it, shall we? In any case, thank you all so much. We're not going to waste any more time. This is probably like the shortest intro ever, but we are going to dive into episode 4 of One Piece live action season 2. And we're going to start that here in 3, 2, 1. And let's go. That's so frustrating. I thought we were getting it all wrapped. Did you think it was going to be a two-parter?
I kind of figured they might. That Little Garden was like where we start to see Baroque Works higher ups and a bit more of a challenge.
A bit more, yeah. I think my favorite part about this episode is seeing Usopp kind of grow as a character because he definitely is inspired by...
This was the point where he meets the giants, he sees what being a warrior is, and that kind of entices him to start being a bit more brave.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely impacted by Brogy, for sure. And then Luffy and them sing Dory. Okay, since it's a two-parter, we don't get these a lot in One Piece live action. I don't want to talk about what's going to happen next week because I don't remember that very well, but I want to talk about this week's episode and the stuff beyond this arc, because there was like a lot of little things that kind of were talked about, and you made note that something was different from the actual manga that they changed, so I kind of want to focus on that. We're going to get this started here in 3, 2, 1. In the manga, does Robin just peace out like this right after?
Yes, and we see that she has her own transport turtle.
Oh, they didn't show us the turtle. I was like, how the hell did she get off the ship?
She has an all-terrain turtle. That's why I said she Jack Sparrowed it out of there.
Yeah, I was like, how did she get out? Because she has a devil fruit, so she should sink to the bottom.
Sea turtles, mate.
Sea turtles, mate. That's what you meant by Jack Sparrow. Okay, all right. That makes a lot more sense now. I am just absolutely in love with the actress playing her because she looks exactly like Robin's one of my favorite Straw Hats, and she looks exactly like her. Like her
They do a good job with all the characters. It makes me want to see what they're going to do for Frankie.
Oh, I know. Frankie has to be so... Frankie is... Of all the Straw Hats, I would say Frankie's the hardest to cast. In my opinion, I think Frankie would be the hardest to cast.
I mean, they've done arms like Popeye the Sailor Man in a live action before.
Yeah, I don't think it's the CGI or the physicality, but Frankie has such a personality and just is so iconic in how he presents himself and his personality and his charisma. Like, Brooks is... You find the right voice, it's CGI skeleton.
They found the right guy.
Right, he's perfect. And Chopper is a CGI deer. So, it's kind of like you find the right voice, you can make the personality and stuff. But Frankie, even with the CGI, it's going to have to be his face. So somebody's going to have the facial expressions to convey Frankie and his personality. Right? So... Yeah. I mean, even Jinbei, I think you can find just a big, lovable guy to play Jinbei and do CGI fish.
Well, Jinbei we don't see until Marineford and Impel Down.
Yes, I mean, Jinbei is way down the line, but still, I think Frankie is going to be the hardest one for them to, like, if they can nail Frankie, they can nail any cast member.
Yeah.
But Robin is so good. I think she's great. And I had forgotten about the Eternal Log Pose. Do you think the Eternal Log Pose was a trap? Or was she genuinely offering them an escape?
Oh, she was being genuine.
Mm-hmm.
But she underestimated one thing. Mm-hmm. Luffy's the captain.
And Luffy's like, you don't tell me what to do with my ship.
And if they had gone straight there, they would have missed out the learning more about how Baroque works, getting Chopper.
Oh God! If they had gone straight to that island, like it's the meme of like, here's the story, and here's the story if this one thing happened. It's like, here's One Piece. Here's One Piece if they'd taken the Eternal Pose, Log Pose. Like, they would have missed out on the whole, like, everything.
It would have been a whole lot weaker.
Mm-hmm. Well, they just wouldn't have gotten it as far. It's like everything kind of happened for reasons in the story, and I like Luffy representing that you don't take the shortcut. Shortcut's not going to work, right? I forgot about the sea turtle. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we go back here, and they're talking about... I like that Vivi tries to be the voice of reason, where she's like, are you all crazy?
We've all said something was impossible in front of Luffy, and then he somehow does the opposite and does it.
Yeah, Luffy somehow convinces them all, and his, like, energy is infectious. Again, give an Emmy to the costume designer, because all of the manga costumes that they're incorporating from, like, the cover pages and the extras into their own wardrobe is great. I love it. Also, Zoro's pink capri pants, I didn't ever think would grace the stage, and it has. So, wonderful. Okay. I'm assuming the volcano is going to take place next week. That's going to be a thing.
And that's a bit of an Easter egg right there, I think. Mm-hmm. The plant, because Usopp down the line gets the carnivorous plant shot.
Oh, he does, doesn't it? Yes. Okay. Well, when they saw the giant berries and everything, I actually was thinking, because Usopp has like the like the Hercules beetle and like all. Yes. So the whole time they're walking through her, I'm like, I know he doesn't get the carnivorous plant and stuff until way down the line, but I didn't realize until we watched this episode that so much from this set is going to be called back like 1,000 chapters down the road. When they said Nika, I was like, ah.
We don't really hear Nika until like way down the line.
No, I mean, it's brought up in Skypia, isn't it?
We get the drums, but we don't hear about Nika's name. The earliest we hear about Nika would be like, I think Dressrosa from one of the giants that wants the Mara fruit, because then he said he'd be the closest to being like Nika.
Yes, I find it interesting that it's the giants, because the giants worship the sun god, and then Nika is what they refer to. I like that in the story, it's the giants that keep referring to Nika throughout all of it, so that was such a good callback in this.
When you find out the world government doesn't want people to know about Nika. Because then they can't have their sleeves.
Right, exactly. Well, the world government has a lot of problems. I kept thinking that this Victory Bell looking thing was going to, like, poison them and put them to sleep. I kept thinking, like, it was going to be like the poppy fields in Wizard of Oz. But no, did no such thing. I also like that we had Sanji and Zoro walking off to be like, trying to be Legolas and Gimli from Lord of the Rings, saying, I'm going to kill this many creatures, I'm going to kill this many beasts.
It was twitching because my axe is lodged in its nervous system.
That's literally Zoro! And Sanji is Legolas. It's the same thing. Yes. And I love that Nami and Vivi try to have like a girls trip, and then Usopp kind of just tags along and is like, actually, I'm going to leave y'all and go back to the ship. And do that. Did they split up like that in the manga? Is that how it went down?
Sanji and Zoro go to hunt different animals as a competition. Usopp and Nami get separated, and that's when they meet Brogy.
Uh-huh.
And then Luffy and Vivi meet
Dory. Yeah.
But the thing is, Dory is the one that gets the bomb ale.
Oh!
And it's actually because Usopp and Nami give some of the ale to Brogy. Uh-huh. And then he shares it with Dory. And by then, they had already spiked the ale. He drinks it at his camp, but then he suspects that Luffy and them poisoned it.
So they just kind of streamlined that plot into one thing with it being Mr. Five.
Well, it was Mr. Five in the thing.
Right, but they kind of just took the Luffy suspicion out of it.
Yeah.
I kind of like it being Brogy in this because Brogy had developed that connection with Usopp. So if it had been Dory that had had the bomb, it may not have inspired Usopp as much as...
Immediately after that, number 3 attacks them.
Oh, okay. So then that is what also spurns Usopp to kind of get motivated. Okay. That makes more sense. I have watched too many series where there have been man-eating plants and poisonous berries instead of people just randomly eat them at will, that the whole time I was thinking that Luffy was just going to end up getting poisoned.
Nah, Luffy has instincts.
True, and he has, an iron stomach. Yeah. So, also the dinosaurs are fun. Dinosaurs and pirate stories are such a weird genre crossover. I kind of love it. And it's like, these were the leftover, it's like cross between Jurassic Park and the Disney dinosaur movie. Which there weren't any other monsters other than the dinosaurs in the manga, right?
Well, there's a massive sea beast circling the island.
Oh, okay.
But other than that, yeah, there's nothing but dinosaurs there.
And they kill a T-Rex in the manga too, right?
One of them gets a T-Rex, the other one gets a Triceratops.
There we go. I like the series as having Nami and Usopp kind of having moments together, which I think is really good. And it was good. I was faked out by the giant. I didn't remember the giants, so I really thought he was going to try to eat them. And then we find out, no, they were just wanting to talk to somebody.
Well, what do you think he was going to do? He even said, I'm starving for conversation.
Well,
I understand.
I'm with Nami. I would understand. Also, they do a good job of, because everybody, like Vivi is not understanding why they're all following Luffy. So having Luffy go on a quest with Vivi to show why they all believe in him, and she's gonna get roped into Luffy's games and all of that. I guess we'll do that numbering when we get there. But she's like, okay, the Karoo mention! I'm like, yes! I'm so ready to see the Ducks of Alabasta. I'm so ready. You think it's gonna be CGI? Probably.
There's a lot of creatures they bring in Alabasta. The giant crab, the camel, the Kung Fu Dugong.
Yes! We're going to need budget for that. We're going to need the budget for that one. I'm excited though. I like that if you were kind of doing tropes, Luffy kind of has a Goku trope. And if you're looking at if you're shipping Goku and Vivi, then Vivi kind of has a Chi-Chi trope of being a princess. And then Luffy, like Goku confusing marriage for food. Or being like, and we have a chef, and he's like, food! Like, not interested in anything but the midnight buffet. She's like, no, I would not get ice cream at 3 a.m. I'm not a child. But, fun times. All right, and so I am going to be really honest with you. First of all, I love Zoro's humor of the whole, like, oh, this sword that slashed through the T-Rex killed it. He's like, my kick did it. Like, I love him and Sanji's banter back and forth. I completely forgot about what Miss Golden Week's power was.
Well, she doesn't really have it's not a devil fruit power. It's just she has some kind of, like, magic voodoo paint.
Wait, so that's not a devil fruit?
It has never been confirmed to be a devil fruit.
So it's not been confirmed to be or not?
It's like Django from the anime where he's a hypnotist.
It's like the Christopher Walken in Purple Eyes where he's like, oh, we gotta go get Miss Kyra. So, okay, because I remember Miss Golden Week, around the time I started watching One Piece was when Luffy saved Nami back on Arlong's Island. And then we had those shonen jumps that we got each month. And then I kind of got out of it and then got back in whenever Baroque Works started to get introduced. And I remember Miss Golden Week because I didn't know what Golden Week was, that it was the holiday in Japan. So I was like, what is Golden Week? And so I didn't realize that her paint had like voodoo powers. It wasn't a devil fruit necessarily.
Yeah, it was like she paints something and it affects your emotions. And
So if we assume yellow is just hyper fixating on Zoro's just idea to...
Yellow is joy.
Yellow is joy. That's why he's laughing. Okay.
Green is calm.
Okay, which is why like Nami seems like she's on Ambien.
Blue is sad.
Yep, and Luffy. I remember the blue sad because I remember the actor playing Luffy does such a good job of when he's hunched over like that, because in the manga, I remember he had that exact same pose, and his face was like, woohoo, like all that. I remember that. That was really good. I guess Red would be angry.
Yeah, in the manga, she, like, paints it on the ground, and he starts attacking the spot on the ground.
Okay.
It, like, draws people's anger to it.
Okay. Yeah, I also like the fact that Miss Golden Week is not a child. She is legitimately a woman, like, when she turned around, but she's just acting like a kid. Because I didn't know how I'd feel about them. Because in the manga, it's kind of hard to...
Want to be a little Annabelle brat.
It does have an Annabelle vibe, too, right? It does.
And I like that they're showing us these dinosaurs, because that's the ancient Zoan fruits later on.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Yes. Yeah.
King, X-Drake.
When we get to Wano, yeah.
If they do Wano.
Well, yeah, but it is... I forget, there's so much... You have to wonder... Because there's the question of, did Oda plan all this, or did he go look back at the stuff from the beginning and go, I can work with that and make it come back
Granted, the people in Wano pull powers for dinosaurs out their ass.
Yeah.
Like the Triceratops is able to spin its frill and be a helicopter.
Yeah!
The Brachiosaur can launch a snake-like body out of the torso to wrap around prey.
Yeah, I mean... But it's crazy all the stuff that Oda sets up, and then at the end he's like, yeah, we're going to tie back to that 20 years later. We're going to come back to it 20 years later. I really love... Okay, Usopp's actor and Emily Rudd. Emily Rudd is great as Nami. I have no flaws with her at all, but I loved Usopp's actor in this cave scene when he does the Lord of... Usopp getting the title of Lord of Destruction, when he's God Usopp. God of Snipers. Soga King. Like, just Usopp getting all the titles. And I love the way his actor, like, does his, like, just his expressions, his mannerisms. It's perfection for Usopp. I loved him kind of like coming into his own.
I want to see what they do for Soga King.
Yeah.
Are they going to keep the whole Luffy versus Usopp fight, or is Usopp just going to, like, put on the mask so they don't recognize him for a wanted poster?
My favorite Usopp moment is still in Dressrosa when Doflamingo finds out. He's like, it was you! And he's like, oh no!
And for the person at the top of my shit list.
Yes!
500 billion berries for whoever who brings me that God Usopp.
The best, my favorite Usopp moment.
Just
top
Usopp
of my shit
and
list.
all the berries have the anneal.
Yeah! It's my favorite Usopp moment. It's just at the top of my shit list. I'm like, because Doflamingo has such a Joker vibe that it's so perfect. It's so perfect.
It's like if Plastic Man ruined the Joker's plan.
Yes, exactly.
He's just like, bring me him.
I love it. It's my favorite Usopp moment. Because Usopp was like, oh, I don't have that big of a bounty. I'm covert. Nobody's going to suspect me. And then Doflamingo's like, you ruined my plans.
Which he kind of did.
He did, it was what amazing, because Doflamingo...
He takes out Sugar, who undoes her devil fruit power and reverts all the toys.
Yes.
And makes everybody remember that Doflamingo's an asshole.
Honestly, Usopp has like the Mr. Satan role in Dragon Ball, where it's this seeming character, because Usopp is strong, don't get me wrong.
I've been conning these suckers for years. They didn't hear that, did they?
But literally, like, Usopp is a strong character, but he's so unsuspecting, and for him to be the Deus Ex Machina to ruin Doflamingo's plans and be the catalyst to be his entire undoing, it's so perfect, and it's hilarious. And then Usopp's like, oh, I'm not gonna be in trouble. I got out of this scotch-free, and then no. Yeah, like, just his expressions as he's, like, being the Lord of Destruction, I love it. He did such a good job. You must be very brave. Usopp's like, yes, of course. I'm always very brave, as you can see. So, okay, I want to talk about this damn boat. Oh my god, Mr. Five's boat. Can we talk about that boat and how amazing it is with the shades? I love, she's like, you don't have to wear the coat. He was like, it's part of the ensemble.
You don't need that mod outfit.
Hey, she is correct. The pale skin. We gotta protect the pale skin from the sun. I do love their Austin Powers 70s mod looks. They're so good. They're perfect. And then, I forgot about Bon Clay. I forgot about Mr. 3.
Then they meet that He's got kind of... What is that? He was the creepy serial killer they did a Netflix special on.
Not Jeffrey Dahmer.
Well, he's giving me Jeffrey Dahmer vibes.
No, he's not eating nobody up in the mountains.
Maybe not, but he's creepy as him.
No, I mean, okay, so you know who that actor is, don't you?
No.
Okay, let me find the screenshot, and once you see, you'll know. Okay, the guy, it's Mr. Polka Dot Man. That's the guy that plays Polka Dot Man from Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Yeah, you should see my brother's face. It is. It's Polka Dot Man, so it's the same actor. I remember when they did the casting and they showed who was playing what actor. I'm like, oh my god, it's him. He's so good to play like just a creepy, kooky character. And I like Mr. 3 a lot. Mr. 3 is a great character.
With a simple but dangerous power.
Yes! Well, the idea of, because you think of wax, you're like, oh, it's like Luffy. It's like, oh, rubber, what's so dangerous about that? And then the wax being able to be stronger than steel and harden and, yeah, very dangerous. I love how he plays him, because he's, like you said, it's the Buggy effect, where he plays him kind of serious, but there's like a kind of whimsy to him that's like a dark whimsy. And it works.
Like right now, he's got a plan, but it's got all these unknown variables that it's ticking him off.
Yeah, and I love he's like, well, maybe, and you know he's lying. He's like, maybe I'll tell Crocodile to spare you if you help me. But you're like, is he? No. And I just love that he plays it so calm and collected. And he has, like, the fact that he has all the face paint to make himself look so white, but then his lips have nothing. They're just the pale color. It just adds to kind of the creep factor of it.
He's got the waxy skin.
Yes. Because that's how he's supposed to look. I love it. I love that he looks like he's just about to be on Project Runway as well. The 3 is also just... It's so good.
How long did they take doing his hair like that? Or is it like some kind of hairband?
Oh, that's a hairband for sure. That is a prosthetic. That's a piece that they just attached on there. Because I think they, like, where they colored it up here on the top of the head, they just probably attached it. My thing is, because, okay, some of these actors, like Mac and You, who plays Zorro, is a huge One Piece fan. And the actor playing Luffy, I don't want to get his name wrong, and I'm going to get his name wrong, but he's read One Piece as well. So, you know, them getting on the set, they're like, this is a dream come true. I know these characters, I know everything. This man, unless he's read One Piece, walked on the set and they're like, okay, you're Mr. 3. And he's like, oh, cool, code name, covert, secret agents, awesome. And then they're like, and here's your outfit. He went, oh. That's like Mr. 9.
They had the man wear a polka dotted one jumpsuit.
They knew when he auditioned, he's like, I did wear a polka dotted one piece for Suicide Squad, so I'm used to wearing kooky costumes. But that's like the guy playing Mr. 9. They're like, here's your crown, and here's your, like, parrot macaw wardrobe. And he's like, okay. At least, you know, the guy playing Garp and Smoker, they're like, okay, this is pretty seems legit. Pretty standard costuming. Who do you think is the weirdest costume in One Piece? Of a standard character? Like, that would be the most bizarre. Well, Ivankov. Ivankov is probably the one.
I would argue...
Because it's Frankenfurter.
I would argue the Beast Tamer and Buggy's crew.
The Beast Tamer is...
He is wearing basically a wool tank top.
Yeah.
His hair is fashioned to go all the way around his head.
Yeah.
And then have the 2 sheep ears on top.
Okay, yeah. No, the Beast Tamer is possibly the weirdest costume. I say if you didn't know the Rocky Horror reference, because Ivankov is Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror, that's a direct reference. If you didn't get the reference and what he's trying to imitate, that would come across as probably the most bizarre costuming. Because you have, like, the one piece with the fishnets and the heels and the big giant wig. That'd probably be the oddest costume. But... I don't know. I do agree.
Clay.
Bon Clay, yeah. We haven't got to Bon Clay yet, have we?
He's number 2.
Yes. So, no, Mr. 3. I keep thinking Bon Clay, but Bon Clay's number 2. Dang it! I got it all wrong. You were very nice not to be like, you're so wrong.
Yeah, he's gonna have the swans on the back, the ballet outfit.
When I saw the 3, I was getting the swans because he has like the pantaloons that are like really big out there. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep. Now, is Bon Clay the one that ends up in Impel Down? Yes.
He
has a redemption arc.
He becomes Luffy's friend, and he is only caught because he is willing to distract Smoker and Black Cage Hina after Alabasta.
See, I was getting number 3, Mr. 3, confused with Bon Clay, because when he was doing all this, I'm like, well, that what a redemption story. He's going to end up becoming a good guy. But no, it's Bon Clay, number 2, that ends up having the redemption story and helping out Luffy. Yeah. Interesting. So, yeah. Now, Elbaf is tied to Roger, right? That's tied to everything, isn't it? Where the giants are from?
Elbaf is basically Asgard.
Okay, yes.
It's basically Norse mythology.
Yes.
Right there.
Is there any of the polygriffs that are tied to it? If I remember, maybe?
If I'm correct, there might be one there.
There's one. I think there's a polygriff there. I think that's one that... I remember Elbaf being really important in the story, that they come back and be like, oh yeah, it's tied to this, this, and this. Because then that's where Nika comes in and like all of that. It's all tied together somehow. But does Robin have any of the polygraphs yet? Polygriffs?
She's seen some.
Mm-hmm.
But the red poneglyphs are
thank you.
Are the ones that lead you to Laughdale.
Okay. Oh, look, on the box there, it says Dory on the chest, and then there's a snake and the guy with the sword. Interesting.
Yes. Jorgenheimer. Can't pronounce their names right, but it's the giant world-ending serpent.
Okay, yes. Which they kind of show like a little purple scale of on the last during the end credits. They showed a little bit of that. Okay, so this scene where they burn the little epitaph for Igurum, that does not happen in the manga, correct?
Yeah.
This is all new.
Yes.
Yeah. Which, because at first I was like, oh, I really liked her little scarf with the music note on it. And I'm like, you just burned it. Oh, no. But if it didn't happen in the manga originally...
Well, in the original, Robin, fakes Igurum's death. But in this case...
Mm-hmm.
Kind of hard to do that when he takes a bomb directly to the face.
Well, it wasn't funny, but whenever Dory was like, "Oh, in our rituals, we burn the body and the soul goes up to heaven," I'm like, "Well, we kind of already have done that." It's like, oh, number 5 already kind of did that, so oops, it was not in good taste. Also, is there any significance to the little pieces here of the little figurines?
One of them looks like Brogy.
Uh-huh.
The one in the middle.
Yep.
The one has crowns on it, so that could be Loki.
Uh-huh.
Yes, because Loki was being offered one of Big Mom's daughters for a bride.
Yes! Okay.
Either Chiffon, I think?
Chiffon, mm-hmm.
Chiffon or Lola?
Mm-hmm.
Lola, that's it. Chiffon married Beige.
Yes, that's right. Yep.
But Lola said no, and she ran away, and that caused Big Mom to lose face with the giants.
Mm-hmm.
The one on the very end is, I think it's Nika.
Is that supposed to be Nika? Because, there's the little 3, the little...
It's got the sword, and it's got the...
Oh, yeah, it kind of looks like Luffy's Gear 6 a little bit, doesn't it?
Gear 5.
Gear 5, yeah.
Yeah.
It does look like Gear 5 Luffy there. Interesting. I love that they're including these little figures that have kind of just the little Easter eggs for everybody. I remember, because the giants have been prevalent throughout One Piece. I remember on Whole Cake Island that, one of Big Mom's daughters was supposed to marry a giant and she ran off.
Yeah, this was our first meeting of the giants, but afterwards we hear about the giants every so often, and we see giants just about everywhere. Frankie's family has a few. There's several in the Marines.
Yep. Also, I love how serious Luffy takes, the whole... Once Luffy wants to protect you, it's he's gonna go to the ends of the earth to make sure you're safe. Once he figures out that you're a good egg and you need to be protected, he's gonna keep doing it. I love that we find out the giants are like, why would we eat you? Oh, yeah. When I did say that, it did kind of sound like that.
Oh, I hear it now.
I hear it now, yeah. I really do love in One Piece, the subtle humor they have throughout the live action. It works really well for, their style of humor. And then, yeah. And then she gets hit with the calm. Mm-hmm. You would think Sanji would be a little concerned, you're acting weird.
He thinks Zoro's an idiot.
That is fun. That is true. Sanji does think he's an idiot. So him acting out, he's just like, Are you, what, 5? Also, I loved the callback to them being lost. He's like, well, you're lost. I'm not lost. And it's like, Zorro has terrible direction.
Yeah.
He will get lost every time. That will happen every single time. But yeah, you know how they get out of this. But I don't know. I feel like they could just mess the paint up and it would mess up her voodoo abilities.
That's basically the weakness.
Yeah, if they mess up the paint. I'm surprised nobody's noticed because Nami is literally, it's right there. But yeah.
You're going to be looking at your friend's thighs.
Okay, fine. It's on the outside.
And Zorro's is on his ankle.
Yeah, Zorro's is a little bit, I could understand that. I could get that. Luffy's on his face, though.
Well, she just noticed it on his face.
True.
She just showed up, and there was Miss Golden Week right in front of him.
Yeah, so somebody's got to mess up the paint. It's just probably not going to be Vivi since she's been captured. No. So, okay, in the manga, is this set up exactly the same way?
Well, the explosion happens for Dory at his camp, and then he shows up injured for the fight, and because he's injured, he's not able to fight 100%, and that leads to Brogy slashing him with the axe.
Mm-hmm. I felt so sad. This show is bound and determined. They're like, every episode, we're going to make you feel real sad. They're like, we're going to make you feel sad every week, so I hope you're ready for it.
It makes me worried about the Hero Luke scene.
Look, we're not to Chopper's. Next week is episode 5, and that's going to be finishing out this arc.
Before, and then it'll be Drum Island.
Mm-hmm. For episode 6. And there's only 8 episodes. The last 3 episodes are going to be Chopper backstory. I'm not ready for Chopper backstory. I'm not ready for it. I purposely haven't gone back and read it, because I'm like, no, it's so sad. It's going to be real sad. No. Although I have seen the woman that plays the doctor. She looks great. She looks perfect. I did see a picture online of her. So, I'm assuming there are other giants at Elbath. They've just been here for 100 years.
Yeah, these two have been sitting here for 100 years doing their duel until one of them wins, and then they can go back to Elbath.
And say I beat the other one.
Yeah, they're giants. They could basically just walk and still have their head out of the water, walking the seafloor.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They don't really need a ship. They just walk back.
Because if they do use a ship, the ship's going to be bigger than the island.
Very true. That's a good point. I did want to do some quick math because they gave us, what'd they give us? The number. Was it 73,000? It was 73,466.
Yep.
Divided by 365. But that one is 201 years instead of 100. Interesting.
No, it's every time the volcano goes off that they have the duel.
Oh, okay. So it hasn't been, but they've dueled that many times.
Yeah.
Okay. For 100 years. Okay. So it's like every other day, I guess, it's going off maybe? Or
going off a couple times a day.
True. That's a good point. I did love, okay, Emily Rudd playing Nami, everyone, when Usopp was like, no, and she's like, her physical acting in that scene was really funny. I don't know if you noticed her on the rock, just like imitating Usopp's moves. It was really funny. And then at least Vivi was like, you okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine. But dang. Curse you, Mr. 5, for trying to get all this conflict going. Also, man, yeah, Miss Golden Week with her paints and everything. Yeah, I know that actress from somewhere. She did really good as her for this. And Luffy's just sad. Did Luffy I guess he got captured with the others. We just didn't see him yet.
Luffy? No, he wasn't with them.
No, he was with Miss Golden Week, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in the tent was Zoro and Nami and Vivi. And back on the boat is Sanji. And then Usopp is running around somewhere. And Miss Golden Week's with Luffy.
Miss Golden Week she's with Luffy.
Okay. Yeah, because then he was there and that's when they got her. I just love the giant sack of meat that Sanji brings up to the boat, the giant T-Rex meat. Like, where are you going? What cooling unit do you have, Sanji, to keep all of that meat in there?
Yeah, they don't have the Sunny or its aquarium yet.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot the Sunny had an aquarium. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They don't get the Sunny till Sabati, after Sabati.
They don't get, Frankie builds Sunny.
Mm-hmm. But that's not till, like...
Ends lobby.
Yeah. That's way down the line.
That is, like... That's actually 2 arcs from Alabasta.
Mm-hmm. So maybe we'll get to see it.
Maybe like season 5?
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how many seasons they end up doing. Yeah, the wax fruit looks really good. I like the way that they made it look in this. And all.
They're doing really good with the devil fruits.
Honestly, that is...
I want to see what they do with Zoans.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I think Chopper's like a prototype of that. Like, what can we do to improve on Chopper to make that look better? Chopper, we're not to Chopper yet, but Chopper was always going to be, people are going to like it or they're not going to like it. There's no pleasing everybody on Chopper. Because his design I was talking to a student of mine because they've read early One Piece. Their dad's a real big fan of One Piece. And she was like, early Chopper's kind of ugly. And I was like, well, they're like, some of the forms are kind of ugly. I'm like, well, they're different forms of deer. You know, you can't really, they're not all going to look like Bambi. So some of the forms are a bit more monstrous than others. But
yeah, he gets more control over it during the time skip.
Yeah, and then it's more consistent, and I think... But I don't blame Oda for kind of making Chopper look a little bit like, what can you do? There's different... How many forms for Chopper is there altogether?
There's the hybrid form, human form, deer form, then we have antler point, jump point, arm point, guard point, and monster point.
I thought there was 8, yeah. There's 8 points. Yeah. But, I mean, yeah, it was when they were doing the previews for this second season and people were debating on what they thought Chopper would look like. It's like, he's either going to look too cartoony for you or he's going to look too realistic. It's like, there's not going to be, somebody's going to complain about it. So, from what I saw in the preview, I think it looks fine. It looks like what an anime Chopper would look like if it was CGI in, live action form. But the wax fruit looks great. That was, like you said, my biggest fear was with the devil fruit abilities, how much CGI they were going to have to use to make them show up, and they do a really good job of making them look really good.
Liquid form, it looks good for CGI, but then you have the solid constructs be practical effects as it dries.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks good. I think it looks fine. I've not seen a devil fruit that I thought, even the one with, what's her face with the heart pirates. Even the slip fruit. I thought that was good. I thought that one looked fine too.
Well, it's just her sliding around.
I know. There was maybe one shot in the first episode of this season that was a little wonky, but it was like for 2 seconds. Doesn't matter. The smoke fruit's been great. The Logia with the smoke fruits.
I like what they did with Buggy's fruit.
Yeah.
Because, like, Luffy punched him, which should work, and he just cuts out a circle.
That part of him, yeah.
Like, people are using more imaginative ways to use the devil fruit, which makes me excited to see what they do with Wapol. Yeah,
Wapol will be interesting.
Hey, you use it correctly, Munch Munch is overpowered.
I love that when you said Wapol's like one of your favorites. People in the comments were like, what? But you can't go wrong with One Piece. There's like, Perona's one of my favorite characters, and some people are like, Perona, but I'm like, Perona's great. Her design, little ghosts, the goth vibes.
She just has one weakness, and that's Captain Usopp.
Yeah, which Sanji would be so jealous.
Because he's already extremely negative.
I love it. I love how Sanji gets the short end of the stick for his like lust after women in the series when he gets back from the time skip and he finds out Luffy's been on an island of all Amazon women and he's like, wait, what?
In this one, he was actually willing to throw down with Robin.
Yeah.
Which is an improvement. Yeah, in the anime and manga, he does hold a gun to Robin's head.
Yeah.
But in this case, he was actually moving to kick her.
I also like the idea of Sanji defending his ability to kick as a weapon, and Zoro's like, I'm using actual swords, which are real weapons. I mean, yeah, I think that the series is doing a good job of getting that characterization good, but damn, that wax fruit.
Yeah, to see that it goes from the liquid into a solid, like, prop.
You know, and everybody's minds could, I choose to be classy and keep my mind out of the gutter this episode. So, in lots of ways, shapes and forms. My brother's not a shipper, so he does not take part in my shipping at all. I'm sure that Dory and that Brogy, they were just friends. Just besties. Yes. And what is Mr. Three's actual name? Do we ever find out, or is it just Mr. Three?
The only two people that we know of that give their name, from what I can remember, is number 1, Dad's Bones, and number 2, Bon Clay, other than Crocodile and Miss All Sunday.
Yes.
Enneagram and Vivi.
Right, Enneagram and Vivi. I think it's interesting that we're in Bon Clay's, or not Bon Clay's. The wax makes me think number 3. Thank you. We get number 3's house. I like he has the Renaissance painting there.
Well, he's an artiste.
An artiste, as you would say. And then I can't believe that episode was only like 47 minutes long. That episode was at least 10 minutes shorter than usual. How dare? They're going to cram it all in next week, aren't they?
Well, what else were they going to put in the very beginning that wouldn't make it feel worse?
Well,
we get a cliffhanger that works perfect right there.
It did. It was a good cliffhanger. I'm so used to the last several episodes have been an hour long, so I could feel you can kind of feel when an episode's only 40 something minutes. I was like, oh, we got another 10 minutes. We got plenty of time to wrap this up, and then boom.
With the other episodes, they got close to the end, and they were like, do we really want to end it here and then have it show this for 20 minutes in the next episode?
That's fair.
And then go on to the next one, or do we want to extend this a little bit, end this arc, and begin on the next one? That's
fair. Yeah, no, that's true. I'm excited for next week. It's going to be a lot of fun, but dang it. So.
Which kind of makes me think for season 3, it might be 4 episodes for Alabasta, and then we're immediately going on to Jaffa. And
you think so?
There is plenty in Alabasta they can cut out.
Yeah. There is a bit of filler in Alabasta, isn't there?
Yes.
Yeah. That's
Most
fair.
Most of it was revolved around Ace helping out a small resistance group that thinks they're part of the Revolutionary
Army.
Yeah! When they're not.
You know what? Since they've kind of previewed the Revolutionary Army in this already, I could see them maybe condensing it to a 10-minute scene just to get Sabo and them maybe introduced, because they've already introduced Sabo. No,
I'm talking about the Revolutionary Army in Alabasta.
Oh, not Dragon and them.
Not Dragon.
No.
This is the Civil War group.
Okay, yeah, they could cut that. Yeah, they could cut that with Ace. I'm excited for them to introduce Ace, but they could cut that out. Yeah, that's fair. Mm-hmm.
And Java's doesn't take that long either, because that's immediately before Skypiea. And the only noticeable thing there is that we run into the guy with the spring fruit and Blackbeard.
Yeah, we've got to introduce Blackbeard. That has to happen. So, interesting. I am curious to see how they're going to extend and condense things to make them fit and flow with this narrative that they have going for the live action.
They're doing good so far.
Oh, yeah, no. Everything that you need to know about the characters and the lore is there. It's just streamlined to where you don't have all the extra stuff with it. Yeah. So that works out pretty good.
Which they could do for Alabasta real simple.
That's true. I just feel like, 4 episodes would be the halfway point of the season. So facing Crocodile at the halfway point would make sense.
First one would be them getting to Alabasta, running into Smoker and Ace, and then going on the trip. Second one would be running into the guy at the old village that Vivi knows. Us seeing Bon Clay and them setting up for the people to think that Cobra used the boogie dance powder to steal rain from Alabasta. Then we get third episode where Luffy fights Crocodile the first time, dies.
We're spoiling all of season 3 for you.
Robin saved him, and Pell.
Yeah.
The guy with the hawk fruit.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Fourth one, we get those guys. And we get third one, them starting their fights with the executives of Baroque Works.
Yeah, we could do all that. Yeah.
4 to 5 episodes.
We just spoiled the first half of season 3, so if you didn't know, now you know.
Hey, Netflix, I'm available for hire.
Hire my brother. He can help.
The pacing for you.
He's got the pacing and the script already lined out. We got this all streamlined. We got this ready to go. We are set. It's going to be great. All right. Well, before we go, because how dare they only show us so much, but next week's gonna be a lot of fun. Before we go, I do want to thank real quick, did not get a chance to do this at the beginning of the episode, but I want to thank everybody over on Patreon. Thank you so much for your support. Our philanthropy tier for rounding out this month is going to include Alex Cornejo, Miss Ian Rose, Be Happy, Dana, Damage3245, Daniel, Devorin, Destiny Marie, Diana Williams, Ichu, Eric, Fisho, Ghostly Turnip, James, Elfreya, Poppy, Jessica Cullen, Pancake, Lyndon, Murphy, Rast, Rose Jennison, Sunspots, Translucent Men, Shimuyama, Zero Anti-Zero, Nicholas, Sean, and Jason N. Thank you all so much for all of your support. I greatly appreciate it. All of my love. And thank you all, everybody on Patreon and YouTube, for supporting and watching my brother and I talk about massive spoilers for most of One Piece. But you all, if you're watching the live action, do you really not know what's going on in One Piece? There was somebody, I think it was Elfreya, they were like, I just watched through Alabaster, but I like knowing the spoilers. I was like, we've been spoiling so much. But I guess most people are okay with spoilers, whereas I'm like,
they know what I'm about.
So anyway, thank you so much for watching with us. We are excited to hear your comments down below. Were you expecting this to be a two-parter? Are you excited for next week? I don't remember everything that goes on next week. My brother is already in the know of everything that's about to happen, so it's going to be a lot of fun. But any last words, bro, before we sign out?
No.
Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and we'll be back next week for episode 5 of One Piece Live Action Season 2. And we'll see you there. Bye.